There's a strange trend happening in fashion right now. Luxury brands are suddenly obsessed with food. Tomatoes in campaigns, butter turned into handbags, coffee collaborations, designer cafes. At a first glance, it looks beautiful, but the more you think about it, the more uncomfortable it becomes. As we're living in a moment where groceries are becoming a luxury, so why is fashion all of a sudden making it into an aesthetic? Food and fashion crossing paths isn't new. Designers have been playing with food imagery for decades. In beauty especially, brands have long used sensory marketing. Lipstick named strawberry, peach, cherry, caramel. The idea is simple. If something reminds you of something delicious, your brain already has a positive association with it, so you're more likely to want it. But what's happening in the 2020s feels different, because food isn't just a reference anymore, it's becoming a status symbol. Historically, food has always been tied to wealth. In the 17th century, something as simple as a pineapple was considered a luxury item. They were so rare in Europe that people didn't even eat them. They displayed them in their homes to show status. Some people even rented pineapples to impress their guests. But eventually, once pineapples became widely available, they stopped being a symbol of luxury. That's usually how status symbols work. They shift. What once represented wealth becomes accessible. Something else takes its place. Right now, that something else might be food itself. Think about what we are seeing online. Perfectly styled tables covered in fruit, $20 smoothies, $19 strawberries, designer cafes selling pastries for the price of a meal. Overpriced, aesthetically curated grocery stores, food is becoming a kind of a visual shorthand for luxury. And fashion brands know that. Look at how brands are using food right now. Fresh produce falling out of grocery bags in campaign shoots, butter sculpted into accessories, tomatoes arranged like art installations, croissants placed next to handbags. The message isn't subtle. It's saying this brand is a part of a lifestyle where you can casually buy organic produce, drink expensive coffee, and treat everyday items like aesthetic props. This is where it starts to feel uncomfortable. Because for a lot of people right now, food isn't an aesthetic. It's expensive. Groceries are one of the biggest rising costs in many countries. So when luxury brands use abundance of food as decoration, it starts to feel like a strange form of flexing, almost like a modern version of those Renaissance paintings where wealthy families posed next to giant tables of food. Except now the painting is an Instagram post. And the reason brands keep doing this is simple. Food is emotional, it represents comfort, indulgence, nostalgia, safety, all the things the brands want you to associate with their products. If a lip gloss looks like honey, caramel, or cherry syrup, your brain already knows how it's supposed to feel, even though it's just lip gloss. And then there's the other side of this trend. Designer cafes, Prada cafes, Dior cafes, Louis Vuitton cafes, Arcade cafes. You might not be able to afford the $3,000 handbag, but you can buy the $18 coffee. And suddenly you still feel like you are part of the brand's world. It's a clever strategy. Luxury becomes accessible, but only just enough. There's also a bigger cultural shift happening. Fashion used to be the clearest symbol of wealth, but now fashion can be duplicated instantly. Fast fashion, dupes, online marketplaces, the yellow app. Almost anything can be replicated. Food, on the other hand, can't really be duped in the same way. You can't download a croissant, you can't replicate an expensive restaurant experience through a knockoff. So food becomes something that still signals real access. And this is where the trend becomes a little unsettling to me, because the visuals are beautiful, but the message behind them is complicated. We are making something into an aesthetic that for many people is becoming harder and harder to afford. Food used to represent survival, now it's becoming part of a luxury branding. Fashion isn't exactly selling food right now, but it's selling the image of abundance. And in a moment where abundance feels increasingly out of reach for many people, that image becomes more powerful than ever. This is the Slick Cut. I hope you guys like this video, like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next. Bye.